Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate constructors in Java. So let's get started. This session is a continuation of the previous session where we have initialized these class variables with the help of this method, right? So in the previous session, I demonstrated how to initialize the class variables for each and every object that is specified here with the help of this method. By calling this method, you see, by calling this method can have any name. By calling this method using the object reference of every object, you see, KC is the object reference of this object. By using the KC, I call this particular method to initialize the class variables for this particular object. And to initialize the class variables for the second object, I have used its object reference to call this method, and with the help of this method I have initialized the class variables for this object also, and for the third object also same thing. By using its object reference I call the method to initialize the class variables for the third object, right? But as I mentioned in the last session, even I need to write this one line, right? You see, to initialize the class variables for an object, for every object we need to write this line, this extra line we have to write. Though we are overcoming that 5 lines, here 5 class variables are there. Instead of writing 5 lines, with the help of the method, I was able to reduce the 5 lines to one line. For every object, one line is still required. But what I want here is, I don't even want this single line. To initialize the class variables for every object, I don't even have to write this single line. For every object, one line I need to write. I want 0 lines to initialize the class variables for each and every object. For that to happen, we have to take the help of something known as constructors. Okay. For that, we have to go with something known as constructors. What are constructors? What are constructors? What are constructors? First of all, constructors look similar to the methods only. Okay. Constructors look similar to methods. Similar to methods they are. For example, in this example, class template, you see there is a method, right? Constructor also looks similar to this particular method, but with some differences. Okay? Constructors look similar to methods, but with some differences. What are the differences? I'll explain one by one. Okay? There are few differences between the methods and constructors. The first difference here is name of the constructor should match with the name of the class. Okay? In which it is created. Name of the constructor should be same as the name of the class. But here, if I want to convert this method, you see constructors look similar to the method. Now I want to convert this. I want to convert this constructor into a method. Okay. Sorry, I want to I want to convert this method into a constructor. Generally, methods look similar to the constructors, but here in this example, uh, we- uh, which is coming from the previous sessions, guys, this particular method I created in the previous session, but I want to convert this method into a constructor. How to do that? Here, I need to change the name of the method. As I clearly mentioned here, the first difference between the constructors and methods is, even though they look similar, is constructors have the same name as a class name. Constructors have the same name as a class name. Here, car I'll write. Okay. Constructors have the same name as a class name. Here, what is a class name inside with this particular constructor I want to create? Name of the class. So I have to change the method name to the class name. Okay. Then it becomes a constructor, not completely, yet to become. Okay. One of the thing we have changed. Second thing about the constructors here is, second thing that you need to understand about the constructors is, constructors don't have any return type. Okay, what is the second thing that you need to understand? Constructors don't have any return type. For constructors, return type won't be there, including this void. If a particular method doesn't return anything, generally we will provide the return type as void. And if a particular method returns some data like integer data, here we'll provide the return type in place of the void as int. But in case of the constructors, constructors won't return anything. Constructors won't return anything. So we have to remove this void. Constructors won't have the return type. You see the errors are gone. Okay, so second thing is, constructors don't return anything, hence return type won't be there. For constructors won't be there. Okay, for constructors, for methods return type will be there. Methods can return something, so the return type, if the method is not returning something, by default the method should have, compulsorily should have void keyword as a return type. But in case of constructor, constructors don't return anything. Because of that, it's not required to provide the return type. So it's mandatory for us to remove the return type if you want to write a constructor. Okay, if you want to create a constructor, constructors generally don't have the return type. Don't write void keyword. Even the constructor don't return anything and it can't return anything. Hence, return type also won't be there, including the void keyword we should not use. Okay. So here I have removed the void keyword and now this has been converted into a constructor, guys. Slowly converted the method into a constructor by changing the name of the method to the class name. That is the first step. Then partially it got converted into the constructor. Next thing is that methods generally have the return type. Like for example, even the main method has the return type as what? Void. But here constructors will not have any return type and they can't return anything at any cost. Okay. Constructor can't return anything at any cost. So we have to mandatorily remove the void keyword here so that this particular method will get converted into a constructor. So this is the second thing, guys. Okay. Second thing. Third thing about this constructors is, let me take it up. Third thing about the constructors is constructors will be called constructors will be called when the object is created. Constructors will be automatically called. You see, constructors will be automatically called on creating objects. When you create an object, automatically the constructor of the class will be called. How? I'll tell you. Here, to call a method, earlier in this place of the constructor, there used to be a method, right? To call this particular method, earlier method, we have to create the object and we have to use the object reference of this particular object, and with the help of the object reference, have to call the method. Have to explicitly invoke this particular method, right? Have to, it will not happen automatically. This part earlier in this place of the constructor, there used to be a method, and to initialize this class variables for each and every object, what I have done, I have taken the object reference of every object and using that object reference, I have called that method explicitly, not automatically. Explicitly, we need to call this particular method to initialize the class variables for that particular object. But in case of constructor, constructors are automatically called when you create objects. So here in this line, are you creating an object? Yes or no? Here I told you right earlier when you are starting when we are in the beginning stage where I started explaining how to use a new keyword for creating an object for a class. New keyword we have to write. After that we have to write the class name. After the class name we have to provide the circular brackets semicolon, right? Why the circular brackets are required? I didn't cover that in the previous sessions. When I explained how to create an object for the class in Java, I didn't explain why the circular brackets are needed. Now the time has come for me to explain why the circular brackets are required. Here car class name, that is car, circular brackets. You see, this is a constructor calling statement. Whatever I highlighted here is a constructor calling statement. In the object creation statement itself, automatically we are calling the constructor. Because of we writing the object creation code like this, new class name, circular brackets, this part that I have highlighted here will call this particular constructor. But some error is coming in this case. Why? Why this constructor calling statement is unable to call this particular constructor? Why it is giving me the error? You see, in this constructor, we have specified similar to the methods. In constructors also, we can specify the parameters. So in this example, if you see this particular constructor, there are some parameters, guys. Okay, but here I am not passing any arguments. So in the object creation statement, we have this constructor calling statement, and in this constructor calling statement, if I am not providing the arguments which are matching with the number of parameters here, Java will definitely give you the error. Okay, so what I have to do, this part I'll copy all the arguments, I'll just copy paste into this constructor calling statement here, and I don't need this line anymore. So the moment I create an object, automatically this constructor calling statement will be called, and these arguments will be passed to the parameters of the constructor which is created in this class. You see, company is there. Into this company, Kia will go. Into this company, what will happen? Kia will go. Karens will go into model. Then black will go into color. This is a constructor, guys. Okay. So while creating the object itself, these are three lines you need to understand about the constructor. Constructor will be automatically called on creating objects, because in the object creation statement itself, by default, there is a object calling, constructor calling statement where these arguments will be passed to the parameters of this particular constructor. It's not a method, guys. It's a constructor now because it doesn't have a return type. It's the name of the this thing is similar to the name of the class, and it will be called only when you create the objects. You see that extra line that is required for initializing the class variables by calling the method for this particular object is not required anymore. I have removed that because this constructor will be automatically called when you create the object, and this data, okay, this particular arguments will be initialized to this class variable for that particular object. Okay. So similarly, we can do the same thing with the second object also. Again, here we have one more constructor calling statement, and here I'll just pass this arguments, and I don't need this line anymore because you see, while creating the object itself, constructor calling statement is being called. These arguments are being passed to this constructor, and because of this, these parameters are getting assigned to the class variables. That means class variables are getting initialized. So this line is not required. That extra line for every object is not required anymore. Again, the same thing I'll do for the third object also. I'll just pass all this stuff and paste it here, and I don't need this third line also. So what is the simplest way of initializing the what is the simplest way of initializing the class variables for each and every object in Java? The simplest way is by using the constructors, not methods. For methods, we have to write some extra line. Using the object reference, I have to explicitly call the method. But for constructors, I don't need that extra line. In the object creation statement itself, the constructor calling statement will be automatically called, and the class variables will be initialized for this particular object. Same thing will happen for the remaining objects also. So what is the simplest way of initializing the class variables for every object in Java? Is by taking the help of constructors. So what is the purpose of the constructors? So what is the purpose of constructors in Java? Why we have to use constructors in Java? Using constructors, using constructors, we can initialize the class variables. Okay, constructors. Otherwise, constructors simplify the. Okay, no one can simplify this level of simplicity. No one can bring this level of simplification when compared with constructors in Java to initialize the class variables for objects. Constructors simplify the process of initializing class variables for every object. Okay, this is what is the main purpose why we have to use constructors in Java. Okay, so hope guys you understood why constructors are required, and you see the code also got optimized. I don't need to either write 5 lines to initialize the class variables for every object, or even don't want a single line. In case of methods, I need one extra line, right? Okay, instead of 5 lines, I was needing one line. That one line is also not required if I am using constructors. That's how constructors will simplify the process of initializing the class variables for every object. Now let's run this code and see whether we are getting the same output. Even after using the constructor, are we getting the same output or not? Let's find out. Let me drag this output here to the right side or something. I can show you here. You see, we got the same output, guys. You see, Kia, Karen's details got printed here. Honda, Amaze details got printed similarly from the earlier also the same data got printed. Here also same output got printed. Maruti, Swift details got printed here. Everything is working fine, right? So with the help of the constructors, we have finally simplified the process of initializing the class variables for every object. And also we have reduced the number of lines of code. Okay, this code is optimized now. Fine. So I have more things to be explained regarding the constructors. In this session, I only covered what exactly are the constructions. Important things about the constructors, how the constructors are different from the methods, and what is the purpose of the constructors. With practical demonstration, I have covered in this session. But I want to explain some more details about this constructor. Though I covered a lot of details about the constructors in this session, but I still have few more things, few more items that I need to cover or explain as part of the constructors. That is what are default constructors. By default, what will happen when you don't create a constructor? Okay, what will happen if you create a constructor? All those things I want to cover in the next session. So more details about the constructors I'm going to cover in the next session. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.